Anisha sat in the passenger seat, watching the city disappear behind them. Her husband, Rohit, drove calmly, and in the back their daughter slept, clutching a small toy. They were on their way to a village wedding, a simple trip, just one night at a hotel, then onward. Nothing felt wrong, not yet, anyway. At the hotel, exhaustion sparked a small argument. Just tired voices and frayed nerves. But when they stepped outside the next morning to leave, the car refused to start. The engine groaned, then fell silent. Rohit turned the key again and again. Nothing. Finally, the hotel staff had to push the car. As soon as they did, the engine roared to life. As they drove away, Anisha felt a cold shiver, an unshakable feeling that something didn't want them to leave. She tried to ignore it. Soon, snow began to fall, swallowing the narrow mountain road. The trees stood like skeletal guards on either side. The GPS on the dashboard flickered, and then went blank. No network, Rohit muttered. They kept driving, just following the road ahead. It wasn't until much later that they realized they'd missed their turn by almost 3 kilometers. A quick call to a local friend brought some advice. Take a U-turn, there's a shortcut from there. So they turned back. The road immediately narrowed, and the darkness thickened. There were no lights, no houses, only a profound, heavy silence. Anisha tightened her seatbelt, a knot forming in her stomach. When they finally reached the wedding village, it was lifeless. There was no electricity, no voices, and every door was sealed shut. It was eerie. Then, an old man emerged from the shadows. He smiled slowly, pointing them toward the wedding venue. And just like that, music and lights erupted from a nearby hall. A crowd of people appeared. The relief was overwhelming. They parked the car far away and rushed in. They didn't eat much, didn't stay long. They just wanted to leave, and that's when the road changed again. The night had completely swallowed everything. The network was gone. They started following a bus, trusting it knew the way. But then, the bus got stuck. A man from the bus waved them on, pointing down a different path. This way, he said casually. The road turned to dirt, then to sharp stones. Thorny bushes scraped against the car like claws. This doesn't feel right, Anisha whispered. Suddenly, the reverse camera went dead. I can't see behind, Rohit said, his voice tight. Anisha, you have to get out. Guide me. Her blood ran cold. She was terrified of the dark, terrified of what might be lurking in it. But she had to. She stepped out of the car. The cold was instant, biting into her skin. The forest was unnaturally silent, not even the sound of an insect. She raised her hand to guide Rohit, and a whisper brushed her ear. It was soft, female, and so close she thought she felt breath on her neck. From inside the car, a scream. It was Rohit. Then their daughter, Mummy Get, in Anisha scrambled back inside. Their little girl had her hands folded, chanting Lord Shiva's name over and over, tears streaming down her face. Rohit's face was completely drained of color. He floored the accelerator, and the car lurched forward. An overpowering, sweet floral smell filled the air, so thick it was suffocating. They finally escaped, pulling into the bright lights of a roadside restaurant. Anisha collapsed onto a chair, a burning pain shooting through her toe. She looked down. There was no wound, just a smudge of ash. The next day, Rohit finally spoke. I saw her, he whispered, his voice trembling. In the rearview mirror, she had a burnt face, bulging eyes, wearing all white. She was standing right behind the car. Their daughter just nodded, still shaken. A priest later explained what had happened. The entity on that road had tried to enter their car, to possess one of them. It failed. It failed because a small child was chanting God's name without stopping. It failed because a protective ancestral spirit was watching over them. They were saved, but they were not untouched. And Anisha knows one thing for sure. Whatever it was that whispered her name in that suffocating darkness, it still remembers it. Thanks for watching. If you have a story like this, share it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more unexplained encounters.